Hello, this is Truth Be Told Transformation, and I'm your host, Bonnie Burkert, here to share tools for transformation, to live your highest truth. I love to speak to experts that have knowledge in a lot of different fields. And my expert today, her name is Livia Devi. And I'm really excited to talk to Livia. I've entitled the show, Quantum Shift Your Consciousness. I'm a big believer in living from a place of higher consciousness. And Livia, I believe you've got some tools for us to find our way. Welcome to Truth Be Told Transformation.
Hi, Bonnie. Thank you so much for having me here. And I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. And hello, everyone that is listening to this wonderful show and podcast. And I'm excited being here with you today and sharing some of the magic that I am living and experiencing every day in my life.
Magic, one of my favorite words for sure. So the way we found Livia was that she will be presenting at the Conscious Life Expo in 2024 in Anaheim, and certainly one of our most favorite events. Truth Be Told was there last year. And Livia, tell us what you'll be talking about at Conscious Life.
Yes, so I will have a transmission on the first day. It's actually the first workshop on the 9th of February at 12 p.m. I will be doing an activation, a very deep quantum activation with my guys, the Arcturian Council of Light, in going deeper within people's consciousness and shifting them into their soul purpose and soul mission on this planet. I'm using in my teachings and, how I connect with the souls around me, different quantum tools and technologies from the 7th dimension. And I'm co-creating my life and this beautiful experience, a Conscious Life Expo, with my spirit guides, the Arcturian Council of Light of collective consciousness from the 7th dimension, that are going to flow through me and activate everyone that is going to be in the room into their higher purpose. And it's a very beautiful embodied experience. It's a very multidimensional experience, but a very embodied one, because it's taking everyone through a journey of connecting deeper to their soul essence and to aspects of themselves that they didn't discovered or unlocked before. So it's going to be a very powerful experience. And I'm excited for the ones that are joining this beautiful conference to, connect with the teachings and the journey that I'm going to offer in that space.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the transmission. So what is your experience? When did that start happening for you? And how did you refine it to some of the messages that you offer your clients? I know that you work one-on-one individually with people as well as workshops such as this at Conscious Life. So tell us a little bit about your background with connecting with your guides.
Yeah, so, it was a very beautiful experience because I worked for 15 years in the corporate world in Silicon Valley. And one day I had this big awakening in 2016 that aligned me with a higher consciousness from the 7th dimension called the Arcturian Council of Light, which is an interdimensional civilization. And I'm a Trance-Channel for this incredible civilization that is flowing through me. And everything was unexpected the way it happened, but I know that everything is happening in alignment and for a reason. I definitely know that my heart and soul and my higher self chose this experience in this incarnation to be able to embody and carry the codes and, the teachings of this powerful civilization. And I'm co-creating my life with them since 2016. I had multiple experiences. I'm a Trance-Channel for the Arcturian Council and a conscious channel for other civilizations like the Sirius Council of Light. And I bring technologies from Lemuria and Atlantis. And, the story of how everything happened was I was living in Ireland. So I just came back from Palo Alto. And I was having this beautiful cottage house in West Cork. And I had a very transformational, powerful experience when, my awakening happened. And I start to connect with a higher consciousness, like coming from a background of being a very grounded businesswoman into moving into spirituality and, having information and knowledge about quantum physics and quantum mechanics, that I actually include in my teachings is something that I didn't quite expect it, if I can say like that. I like very much the science behind my teachings, and I like to take people within quantum experiences where they are able to understand technologies and, they are able to connect through the technologies with the multidimensional grids. I work with a lot of code and templates and grids and technologies with color and sound and plasma light frequencies in my teachings. And I like to explain from a scientific point of view what is going on and how consciousness is evolving from, through like from one state to another. It's a very, very new, if I can say like that, experience. And when this happened to me, actually, and I became a trance-channel in 2016, I didn't know so many trance-channels. The first person that I have connected with that came into my experiences was Daryl Anka and Bashar. That he was the first trance-channel that I have connected, and I knew that there is someone else there that is actually doing an incredible embodiment work, right? Because the Sasani is flowing through him. And the second was Esther Hicks and the consciousness of Abraham.
Sure.
And I'm excited to bring these teachings and, this incredible experience, because it's a very unique experience for every person that is receiving in the space of the Conscious Life Expo. My work is very well known in Europe and also Asia, where I lived, and on the East Coast, but not so much on the West Coast, and a little bit in Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii for 3 years. So I'm excited to bring this newness to people that are ready to receive it. And, we are at a different level of consciousness, and people are at a different level of understanding and receiving. But I feel like more and more people are able to translate energy and information and receive quantum teachings through the Stargate of their hearts. And they are able to access, very high level of consciousness. And I feel like my work had a gradual way of exposure to the public, because I do remember at the beginning of sharing this information, it's very transformational, like it's shifting people on the spot, but people were not ready to experience a change so much within them in such a short time. So I feel like nowadays a collective consciousness of this planet is able to understand what quantum acceleration is and how people are actually living in quantum time-space continuum. And they are not afraid so much of shifting their consciousness on the spot. Many people actually compared my work with a couple of sessions with plant medicine ayahuasca. So it's happening super fast, and there is no turning back, from the experience. Like you shift into a new version of yourself, and it's fascinating. But people are, some people are afraid of the unknown, and they are afraid of exploring consciousness and also embodying that and going further within time and space. So, as I said, I feel nowadays more people are open to this experience, also because the collective consciousness of this planet evolved so much, and the frequency of the planet is heightened than before. There is a different understanding and perception and capacity of receiving. So, yes, I'm excited about the journey.
Wow, it feels fantastic. Me too. And this is why we're doing a show like this, is because, like you say, the collective consciousness of the planet and having a platform like this can reach more people with this message and possibility.
Exactly. And, there is a field of infinite possibilities. And 2024 as a signature frequency year is so powerful, because it's also, there is an acceleration that's happening in the quantum field, like the wave and particles are moving into the quantum is very accelerated, which means that collectively we start to manifest realities very fast compared with how we manifested before. Like we are embodying a higher understanding and manifestation power. And I feel like people that are pioneering timelines for realities and are very conscious, very awakened, very connected, and very embodied are actually, unlocking within themselves fifth dimensional abilities and, different gifts and talents and different understanding on how to move the collective reality into these higher timelines. And 2024 is a very powerful year of transformation, of abundance, of embodiment, potentialities and opportunities that are knocking at our doors if we know how to synchronize with them and how to align. Alignment is available for everyone, but it's important our frequency output, how we are, and how our frequency is actually interacting with these beautiful energies and frequencies that exist in 2024, because everything is available for everyone, but how we are actually riding these higher waves of consciousness and how we are responding to them and how we are elating will actually define the capacity, like how much we are going to open up to receive the abundance and opportunities that exist out there. So 2024 is a very powerful year of transformation at a collective level as well. So we will see many changes that are going to happen and turn of events and situations, which actually be a reflection of the microcosmos at the individual level, will be reflected at the macro, at the collective. And it's going to be a very powerful year. And I'm very excited because what I have lived in these first 10 days of 2024 is absolutely magical in terms of how we are creating realities. I'm always going through these very powerful upgrades where I'm receiving codexes of light and teachings from the higher dimensions that flow straight into my DNA, and they are becoming part of me, and they become part of my reality because, the outside reality is just a holographic field that is projected from our conscious, subconscious, and superconscious mind, and how our mind-body complex interacts. And what I have seen and how everything can manifest in our reality effortlessly with so much grace and alignment is beautiful. So for the ones that are in this state of consciousness, in this state of receiving, they will have an incredible year. And I feel like it's meant for many people to step into the alignment to help the collective consciousness to move forward. So it's beautiful.
Wow, this is great. Now, some of the concepts perhaps are sophisticated for some. So I'd like to maybe look at some of the basics of this. One thing that comes to mind, as you're talking about upgrading a little bit and having these experiences and becoming that light worker, if you want to use that term, what are some basic steps for people to, one, what can they do? And two, how can they know that maybe something is changing in them and how to receive that? You were talking about stepping away from the fear. And I've heard a lot of analogies of letting go. You're in the river and don't try to cling to the shore. Just to flow with it. So I'd love some sort of basic suggestions for people that are really new, trying to get their head around this, because this is sophisticated stuff that we're talking about here. So let's try to help everybody join in.
I love that. So yes, people that are actually going through these waves of transformation and change, people are afraid of change. And there is this fear of the unknown. What is going to happen if they are going to dissolve their identity? What is going to happen if they introduce a new thing into their life? Everything that is coming towards us is to be received, but not everything is actually we are able to integrate in our day-to-day life. So if people that are going through different transformation, it's important to release the separation consciousness and the fear consciousness from their day-to-day life. And this can be difficult because people are exposed to a lot of media and a lot of stimuli from outside reality that, are keeping them in separation and fear and contraction, in poverty, in scarcity and lack. And, how they can actually move forward is to connect to their heart consciousness and to start firstly to filter the information outside themselves through their hearts. And then, because, when we are able to do that, all the noises and the complexities become very simple. Life can be very simple if we choose so. And how we can choose simplicity is actually going deeper and connecting to our hearts and tuning in, is that little voice and that little intuition that will always place us in the right direction if we truly listen. And how we can listen, because many people are not able to listen. They are so wrapped up in their day-to-day reality, is through meditation, through grounding, connecting to nature, through making time and space for themselves. Self-love, self-nurturing, self-care is very important as well. Through following their excitement, because, people forgot how it is to live their dreams. Many people actually are afraid of dreaming, and they are saying that, dreams are for people that have time, or, people that they don't have so many worries. But actually dreaming and imagination is helping a lot in creating your reality. So, the guidance is to connect deeper to our emotional body, to our physical body, to our mental body. And if we do so, we will go into the space of the light bodies that I just spoke earlier, and in that quantum experience. Everything can be very simple, if we choose so. The simplicity comes through presence. It's very hard for people to stay present and to connect to their here and now, to eat consciously, to breathe consciously, to be consciously present in a conversation. And also a very good quality of people that wants to make a change in their life is to listen, to pay attention to their reality more by paying attention to themselves, to listen to their feelings, to not ignore their gut feelings, their body feelings, like to connect deeper to their bodies. Because what's happening in the third dimensional realities is people are very disconnected of themselves. And the disconnection, when we disconnect of Mother Nature, we actually start disconnecting of our bodies. So we are disconnecting, many females are more into a divine masculine frequency. There are many males in feminine frequency. There is a lot of confusion out there. So I feel like, it's better for us to connect to our bodies, connect to our soul, connect to our essence, and listen and move, go into this movement and dynamic of trying to understand who we are and what are truly our needs and wants, and not, go a little bit out of what the collective reality, the subconscious programming, because the people, 90% of the population of this planet is living from the subconscious mind and the subconscious programming. So, subconscious programs coming from culture, from society, from communities, from family, from different authority figures that are imprinted in the first 7 years of our life. What they say that, this is a study that has been done that, 90% of your life is actually imprinted in the first 7 years. And then whatever you live after is subconscious programming. So many people are actually struggling and are going through, dark night of the souls and very deep stages of healing and transformation, because they try to unwrap what is not theirs. And they try to become who they truly are, like discover their true essence and their true, real, authentic self. So I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, no, definitely on a lot of levels. And it's just got me thinking a bit. And also the timing of this interview at the top of the year in 2024, people perhaps having just been with family during the holidays and the disparity around that. Like you say, maybe we have our first 7 years as some serious programming. And then where does it go from there? Where are we able to then find our own truth? Truth be told, are we able to find our own truth from there on? Or do we live in those triggers, perhaps, from family conditioning? So I love pulling higher. That's really what you're inviting us to do here.
Definitely. And it is a journey that so many people go through, this deprogramming process, right? And the construction of the subconscious programming, where people actually start receiving signals that they were living by default, and they were living the life of mother, father, but not their own life, And then they start doing this ancestral healing and going so deep when unraveling is like an onion that is peeling the layers and trying to go into the core in understanding who you are. And it's a beautiful process. Like, don't get me wrong, so many people are actually running away of healing and running away of triggers and trying to, put these facets and, think like suppress everything, says that everything is fine. But actually, it's good to go through these waves and dynamics of transformation, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I know I work with people that have been in a healing process for 20, 30 years, and they met me and they say, the first question that they ask me is like, is this ever gonna end? Because I am in this process for such a long time. And the answer is, the transformation will never end, but how you relate to it, it will change. So, you will not be triggered as much. You will have a better awareness and understanding. You bring consciousness into those places where trauma resided. You embody more light. And this is where the beauty comes in, because evolution and transformation never ends. But how we relate to different stages of evolution and to the duality within ourselves is what is changing. And this is the beauty, because we become more wise when we are actually relating to reality in a different way and to different aspects of ourselves, when we invite more compassion and love in our interactions, and when we have compassion towards ourselves. Because many people are looking back at themselves and saying, oh my God, like, if I would have had the wisdom I had today, I would have been a different person. And I feel like that's wrong, because, what we need to do is to be grateful and to embrace each version of ourselves, because each previous version or past version of ourselves helped us become who we are today. And the journey is beautiful. And it's good for us to strive for more and become better people, but there is no competition. And people, I think, has to to remember that this life is not a race. It's a journey of evolution and transformation. It's a journey of self-love. So when we are actually, we are not competing on how fast we heal or how far we go, but we are actually taking a moment and, connect in the present now to the beauty that is, even there is beauty in duality as it is in oneness. So when we are embracing all facets of our multidimensional expression, when we're embracing who we are and the imperfections that gives the perfection of the moment, this means this is the way that we are achieving, if we want to say, enlightenment, or embodying a higher octave of light into our consciousness. Because, people believe that at some point in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, I'm not going to think this way, I'm not going to be this person, and I'm going to have this and that. But, the outcome is not important. It's the journey you are taking until then. And to be honest with you, it's like when we surrender to and fully embrace who we are in the full spectrum of our existence, we are already achieving our goals right now, and we shortcut our evolution incredibly. So, yeah.
Wow, this is great. One takeaway I'm reiterating, there's so much, but I'm picking up on one is self-compassion. So I hope everybody heard that amongst all the other amazing points, Livia. So I'd like to ask you to talk a little bit more about the Arcturian Council of Light, something that I've always been intrigued by. You're welcome to join us if you want. What's your experience with that? And what's it like? I mean, what's it like feeling energy from beyond?
I feel blessed, Bonnie, because my life has changed since I connected to them. Embodying and trance-channeling them is a gift that, is the most incredible and valuable thing that ever happened to me. And I know that a connection with another civilization from the seventh dimension or any other dimensions, it's such a sacred link, right? And, the Arcturian Council of Light is an advanced civilization that they are streaming through me and many other people. There are many star nations now on Earth, from Sirius and Pleiadians and Andromedans and Essassani and different star nations and starseed alliances of light that are flowing through people to actually support and be part of this ascension process on this planet and helping humanity shift into a higher level of consciousness. And, co-creating my day-to-day life as my teachings and the teachings that are flowing through me with them. It's very graceful and it's very beautiful and is the highest joy that I ever experienced. They are very beautiful in their teachings. They are, how to say, there are not so much words to actually describe the Arcturian Council of Light in how I feel and what they are transmitting. But, there is so much divine unconditional love that is coming from them. And even if what they are bringing is advanced, people are receiving their divine love in their hearts. And this is what is shifting their consciousness. There is so much to be said about the civilization. There is something that I'm learning every day. And, they are guiding my steps on this lifetime with so much clarity, precision, and so much love. It's a beautiful civilization that my consciousness is part of. And they are just excited to help humanity in bringing also some technology in physical form here on planet Earth. And, having a link with another civilization is just the greatest joy and the greatest gift that I could ever receive in my life. No other words to express, than just love.
That's so great. That's so perfect. Now, when you mentioned that you were you were a businesswoman, you were in the business world. And I mean, I can relate to this because that was my path along the way as well. So what was it like on letting yourself go from that 3D way of being, seemingly successful, I'm sure, and having courage to, again, let go of the shore and hear this and have an understanding that this was a transmission from higher realms versus were you just imagining this? So I think it goes back to the question of how do you know, right? We're helping people figure out what's coming through and trusting as well. So what was it like for you back in the early days?
Yes, early days actually were not so far away. 2016 feels like yesterday, but so the way it happened to me is that I came back from San Francisco and I was in Ireland. I was like 6 months in Palo Alto, 6 months in Ireland, and I was preparing to join a meeting that I was managing, and I fainted on the couch. And when I woke up, my mind was actually running and I heard millions of people speaking in my head and I couldn't understand anything. And my path was very guided and my steps were guided because I met the right people at the right time. And after a couple of months, I was able to actually streamline all that noise, all those millions of people into 4 voices. One was the Arcturian Council of Light. The second was the Sirius Council of Light. The third was my ego. And the fourth was my higher self. And I started to be trained by them. So I then had a teacher in human form. The teachers that I had in non-physical were the Sirius Council from the 12th dimension that trained me for 1 year in physical form. And then I became a trance-channel. But the becoming of trance-channels was for shifting my consciousness in order to align with the civilizations that I'm now trance-channeling. When I go into a trance, I am a full trance channel. So I have no recollection about the information that is transmitted through me. Everything is recorded. And if I want to understand what I have said, I need to go back and listen to the transmission. This is what trance-channeling is. Conscious channeling is when you connect with a civilization and you are transmitting information with your eyes open and you are conscious of what you are saying. And there are many conscious channelers right now everywhere in the world. And also there are multiple civilizations that wants to connect with those beautiful people that they have their channel open. And the question is, how do you know who you are connecting to? And how do you know what is good and not for you? Because, there is also a lot of interferences. So there are civilizations that they don't have your highest good and wants to connect and flow through you. So how do you differentiate these? Firstly, if you have a link and you establish a link within a communication light with another civilization, you always have to ask questions and have very clear boundaries. The human race has this tendency to put on a pedestal other civilization and to believe that if they are coming from higher dimensions, they are more intelligent than them, or it's this separation, that they're putting these civilizations on a pedestal. And I know channelers that they are not connecting with the right civilizations, like not the ones that are connected to unity consciousness and oneness. So what is important is to ask questions when your channel is open and you start to receive information, to ask who the civilization is, what are their intentions, and why do they want to co-create with you. And if that's in alignment, then, you open your channel for the information to flow through, because what's flowing through you has to be from the highest of the highest light with the highest of the highest intention of good and kindness and unity consciousness. There is always a negotiation, like for me with the Arcturian Council of Light and even with Sirius Council of Light, I had to create a relationship with them to get to know them, to know more about their civilization, their intention, and how do they want to co-create with me and why. Because the question that I always ask being, I am, and I was very, very logical person, and I like to be logical and pragmatic about things. So I'm always asking very direct questions and I'm receiving direct answers. So for me, it was a relationship that I've built. People get very excited, when something is flowing through them, but it's also, for us remembering that we need to choose and align and, co-create in ways that is expansive for us and for everyone around us, that those, energies are having the highest intentions and is serving the highest good of humanity. So in my perspective, not so many there are a few trance-channelers on this planet that they have an incredible connection with higher realms of existence. And, trance-channeling is not for everyone, actually. And, people are coming to me and I'm helping them open to conscious channel, but not trance-channel, because this is a sacred agreement. Like, you can't let it flow through you any civilization. It's very important, the soul contract that is behind that connection. And when it comes to conscious channeling, it's also a choice. So we always have free will in choosing what we want to flow through us. And if it feels good in our bodies, if it's expansive, if it's bringing us joy, if it's, offering light and love unconditionally, this is when you know that you are connected with the right civilization or the right, consciousness that wants to flow through you. It has to be, a connection that is filled with love and is selfless, that is not asking anything in return. If there is, collective consciousness that is asking things in return, this is not, a civilization coming from the light. And this is important because I've seen so many light workers nowadays and so many people connecting with different streams that they don't know what they are connecting. They don't know what they are streaming through, what they are streaming. It's like, we can be vehicles of light, but we need to serve the light and we need to ask questions and be very, connected in a way and just to be very aware, like awareness, clarity, precision, purpose. Great. This is very important.
Yes, connected and grounded, but also a sovereignty, right? I mean, just standing in our own power as well.
100%. Like, we are not giving our power away to anything outside of us, because, even the Arcturian Council of Light, they said to us, you are part of our consciousness. We are one. There is no separation. And, we are co-creating this together because there is an alignment that is happening. And you have incarnated from our civilizations to carry our messages onto this planet. And we can it's what I would like to say is, like, I'm not special if I'm trans-channeling the Arcturian Council of Light, because some people are taking these identities. It's like, I am this, or I am that, or I am this, or I am that. We are unique in our own way, and we are carrying that unique signatures and soul blueprint within ourselves, and we are here to contribute in different ways to the evolution of humanity. And, if someone is, connected with source energy and channeling their higher self, is equally as important and beautiful as anyone else. I think it was, humanity actually experienced like the early ages of evolution and a very immature way of like taking identities when it comes to spiritual communities. Everyone wants to be special. Everyone wants to do this or that, to have different definitions and identities that they can describe themselves. But actually, when you are becoming, identity-less, and when you have less and less definitions about who you are, and you are just connected with the stream of consciousness that you are, then, it's such a beautiful journey, because you are not bounded to different realities. You are becoming one. And this is where we are evolving as a species, within letting more go of these templates of existence and shifting into this beautiful oneness in unity consciousness, where there is love and compassion and kindness and joy and collaboration and co-creation and unity, unity in the pool of diversity that we are. And this is beautiful, and this is exciting. And, for me, also Conscious Life Expo is such a beautiful place, but it's still, when it comes to evolution of humanity, it's a very young playground. It's a young playground with different people sharing different gifts. You will see, like, in the 10, 20 years from now, we will relate to things in a different way, even within those spaces. And, spiritual community, global spiritual community will evolve so much, and we will be fascinated by new things, new things that will have like huge impact on this planet. So I'm excited about being here, witnessing and moving forward and growing and evolving with everyone. It's such a beautiful journey.
Witnessing, but also helping guide us. So I hope that people have a chance to find you on your website, which is liviadevi.com. And also, if you're in the Los Angeles area in February, check out Conscious Life Expo, because it sounds like Livia is going to be really starting things off on that first day. And again, her topic that she'll be speaking on and channeling for us, 5D Soul Mission Activation. So what an invitation. And Livia, this has been fascinating. I feel really great. At one point, I could definitely feel sort of it was in my head. It was just starting to buzz a little bit in a good way, but I'm still here. I'm still here to wrap up the show. And I really hope that we'll have a chance to speak again. I look forward to following your work. And thank you so much for talking to us here on the show.
Thank you so much for having me here and for receiving me and for this beautiful conversation, from the very advanced, the very simple, to the unity consciousness. I really loved it. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Thank you. Cheers, everybody. Truth Be Told, transformation with new episodes all the time, here to share the light. And don't forget, Tony Sweet is on weekly Fridays live at 3 p.m. Pacific. So come and hear who he's speaking with and connect with the community on that live stream. Robert Hensley also has the Minuteman Report every week. And we hope that you like and share and let people know what we're up to here at Truth Be Told on the Club Paranormal Network. Thank you so much for listening to everybody. And remember the words that were shared here. Be good to you, be kind to you, and love one another. Peace.